I feel like, for my take on what I've seen with some psychology stuff, is that it's a lot of like redirecting questions. Like you just ask, why don't you tell me? And then you're like, well, what?
I just want to let you know
Chad,
that you're not going to learn psychology tonight.
No,
if that's your intent,
that's my goal.
On having Kate on, you're not going to learn psychology.
That's my goal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther, coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. We've got an awesome show for you here today on episode 38. We've got our friend Kate, Dr. Kate Stark. So you want to say hey, Kate?
Hey, how's it going?
So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's get into it. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are the Funky Panther!
Woo. And that's how it goes.
And that's how the cookie crumbles.
No, well, I watched that. What is that movie from to you? What does that mean from you?
Dude, I honestly think of like Tom Brokaw. Or
No, Walter
like,
Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So around Christmas time, I watched this movie called Babes in Toyland, which I loved when I was a kid. It's off. It's got from Bill and Ted.
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah. He's in.
He was in Babes in Toyland.
He's in Babes in Toyland, and so I'm so bad with names right now, so I'm not even going to try to do the other one.
I've never seen it.
But it's got a few actors and actresses in it, but like it's so old and just so awful. But at one point they're like, "Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles," and that's kind of like the line continuing on through the movie. So
maybe that's where I heard it from. But I think of but I do think of like Walter Cronkite.
Is it from Anchorman too, or no?
No, I don't know. But it's that whole
Maybe.
like.
Yeah.
What was Walter Cronkite's like? Like
you could probably do an impression, yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody.
Not under
I don't know.
What was like Tom Brokaw? He was like, "This is Tom Brokaw," and whatever. Or
Brokaw.
It's Brokaw.
Not Brocroft.
Whatever. I don't know what his name is.
Brokaw.
All right. Frankly, I don't really care.
Frankly,
President Kennedy died today, 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
That's pretty good.
That
was it?
That was
It was
pretty
okay.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watch a lot of history stuff.
You practice that? Yeah.
I practice so many voices. Like usually when I'm in the shower or like,
I could see it. You're making a shampoo spike, like hair spike, and you're doing your
like Ferris Bueller. Have your jackalope call my jackalope.
You should be a voice actor.
Yeah.
I want. That'd be fun.
That'd be a fun gig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Got a microphone for it.
Yeah, I know.
We've got the equipment now.
We have this room. We can do more than this, more than just a podcast.
Yeah,
right?
let's
You
just
need
start setting
an
it up.
animator. You could make a cartoon.
Yeah. Oh, do we know anybody that animates
stuff?
stuff?
I'm sure. Couldn't you like find something like Fiverr or something like that, like where you hire somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Cool.
We should do that.
So, what y'all been up to this past week?
Super Bowl
Yeah, the Super Bowl was a couple of days
had
ago.
a little.
The big game. We're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
It's the big game.
What?
Yeah, the big game. Yeah, you can't use
can't
Super Bowl.
say the word Super Bowl?
trademark. Super Bowl trademark.
Super Bowl.
You said Super Bowl.
Soup or bowl.
Soup
That's what I'm
or-
saying.
Soup
It's like
bowl.
whenever they
Soup-
ask you,
the
do
soup
you
bowl.
want soup or salad? And you're like, yes, the super salad.
I miss Super Salad.
We can't say. I don't think we can say that either because it's like trademark.
Well,
What can we say?
well, they've been calling it the Superb Owl.
We'll have to
The
consult.
Superb Owl.
Superb owl.
We'll consult our legal team.
So what did y'all think about the superb owl?
I enjoyed it very much.
I was a little irritated with it. I wanted Chiefs to win. I wanted Mahomes to win. I wanted
Yeah,
Tom Brady just to suck it for once.
Gross.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was a little irritating, and the frustrating part, like, and you could see it at the end. You could see it on Mahomes' face,
Oh yeah.
just how he was just so defeated by his own team.
He actually played pretty well, but like he just, that offensive line, and then they just like every time you throw it, it would be like they drop it or it hits him in the face. Like it's right there. It's just no catches. It was kind of nuts.
I mean, it's like, well, we're playing Tom Brady. I mean, I guess it's a big deal kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
Who are you going for, Kate?
I was going for the Chiefs just because Patrick grew up from like 10 minutes from where I grew up, so that's my only
'Cause he's
plug
from-
to Super
He's
Bowl.
from Tyler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's from White House, which is like right next to Tyler.
Yeah,
But yeah. But otherwise,
Small
I don't
world.
really care.
Did you know him?
No.
Oh, that's
No.
too bad.
Yeah.
I wish I knew him.
Did you know the Mahomes family?
No, they're probably
Oh,
like
well, that's too bad.
Tell us
15
more.
years younger than me.
What's his favorite drink?
Didn't his dad play baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like their whole.
So what's interesting though about the whole Super Bowl thing is that they have there's a lot of people who screaming like foul. Tom Brady's already been caught cheating once, right?
Yeah, just once?
I think at least, Deflategate.
Deflategate, definitely.
And then also listening in on.
Yeah, I thought there was another time. Yeah.
So get this. All right. I found this article talking about, it says, hey, Zebra, Super Bowl officials are getting torched for questionable calls, right? So I found this little fact just interesting. Now, the whole article is that halfway through the game, Kansas City was flagged 8 times for 95 yards in the first half, like halfway through the game, right? Tampa Bay penalized 1 time for 5 yards. Little uneven. I feel like there was some stuff going on, and I think Tom Brady was a little chummy with some of the refs.
Is this a new
conspiracy theory?
Conspiracy theory you got here?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this one's founded, so it's probably not a conspiracy theory. It's like more likely than not.
Yeah. What's bad is here in probably like 3 or 4 years, it'll be kind of like the whole Zeke thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't Zeke? Yeah. It was the whole whenever Zeke was it Zeke that caught it?
No.
Dez
caught
right.
it.
Well,
Get out.
Zeke.
Get out of my house.
Just go.
Sorry.
Hey,
When Dez caught it.
So I heard in the comment that you actually know Matt Flynn.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Is Stark on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a crush on him in kindergarten, which
Seriously?
my husband was really mad about. But yeah, I one time asked him what time it was in kindergarten
Ooh.
because he had a digital
y'all
watch. I mean, we
didn't
couldn't
get
tell
married?
time yet, right? But yeah,
It was 10:33.
yeah, that was good.
That's what time it was.
That's
funny.
so awesome.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I got really on the whole Super Bowl. My theory, and I think it's going to be founded in a few years. They're going to come back and be like, "Yeah, sorry, I know Tampa Bay won the game, but
I was hoping for cool commercials. I mean, that's all.
the Will
The
Ferrell
Cheeto
one,
one was good.
I like the
Cheeto one.
Which one was the Cheeto one?
It was Mila Kunis and
yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
That one, and Shaggy,
Yeah, Shaggy.
that was a
great.
good one,
Yeah.
and I like the Will Ferrell punching like he just
Oh,
punched,
Norway.
Yeah, going to Norway with the EV
yeah.
vehicles. He punches through that globe, and he just like goes with it for the whole thing. And I'm just imagining like, well, he got on a ship, so that's going to take forever to get across, and he's still got this damn thing on his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. What
Edward
about you?
Scissorhand one was good too.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
Timothy
They were actually
Chalamet.
like in the town. It looked like the whole thing was. Yeah.
That was so cool. That caught me off guard. That
Yeah.
one did too.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I was hoping for more like movie. I wanted like Space Jam 2 trailer or like
right.
Something. I mean, because there were a couple of advertisers that pulled out. They didn't like Budweiser. Anheuser-Busch had one, but
With the Bud Light, yeah.
but Budweiser didn't have one. Like some of the major peeps didn't.
I mean,
Reddit had one.
yeah.
Like a 5-second. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
I still don't know how I feel about the whole new Space Jam movie. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Wait, who's in it? I don't think I.
LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron's going to be Michael Jordan because they're saying LeBron is.
He's going to be, LeBron's going to be Michael Jordan.
Well-
He's going to play Michael Jordan in Space Jam 2.
Shut up. He's going to play the Michael Jordan character, essentially.
Wait, so he is playing Michael Jordan?
Man, I hate you.
Javier, what was your favorite commercial?
Man, I really didn't have one.
I think
this year.
he liked the Reddit commercial, I think.
The Reddit commercial was cool because it was like 5 seconds long, and it's just
You know what it was reminiscent of?
what?
Have you ever seen that video where this dude, and they don't know to this day like who did it or whatever, but he hijacked.
Max Headroom.
Hijacked the
Yeah,
whole.
I
That's what
remember
it was
that.
reminiscent.
Say it. One of you say it.
It was this one. It was like this old character from like the 80s called Max Headroom, and he hijacked a studio, and it was really creepy. Like you go back and look at the old video of it, and it's like you watch it in a dark room, it's gonna scare the crap.
Yeah,
out
like
of
all of a sudden, like everything just like all the TVs didn't matter what channel was on, it all flashed over, and this guy like said some stuff. We'll have to pull it up later for you
Is
to
this
see it.
real?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's real.
This actually
It
happened?
actually happened back in the 80s, I think.
late 80s.
Late 80s, yeah. So it was very reminiscent of that, where like all of a sudden the screen just kind of cuts, flickers, Reddit pops up. It reminded me so much of that, which I'm sure that's probably where whoever did that ad got that
I
kind
think of like V for Vendetta or something like that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Something, yeah.
It was very much like that.
The Michael B. Jordan one was pretty damn
Oh, that
funny.
one was. I love that one. That was hilarious.
I don't think I saw that one. Maybe I was.
Where it's
So-
Alexa, like, how can we make Alexa more perfect? And the girl's
Yeah.
like looking outside, and it's a Michael B. Jordan, like,
advertisement.
yeah.
Oh.
And he's like, he's like saying a bunch of weird things, and her husband's like, "No, Alexa, don't. We have shampoo." Like,
So basically, Michael B. Jordan is Alexa. So he's standing there and he's got blue eyes, and like she talks to Alexa, but it's Michael B. Jordan. So anything he says, it's Michael B. Jordan.
and he's handsome. He's handsome as hell. That
Yeah.
Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan.
So she ends up like in the tub with them, and he's reading bedtime stories or something to him.
I think he's
I have
he's
to
reading
watch
like 50 Shades of Black or stuff. 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, sexual book.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I thought The Weeknd did a phenomenal job. I'm a huge Weeknd fan, and he brought in like some of the old songs, like the House of Balloons, and the whole thing. Even like he took over the entire field, and it's pretty smart for them to have like the masks.
Yeah.
The jock straps on the face.
That's
Exactly what it looked like.
That's
we
what I
said.
thought. Yeah, I was like, they got jock straps on them.
Yeah.
So they're wrapped, but they did have masks. So I mean, I guess that was one way to do it. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
You know, so listen to Corks and Cowtown earlier.
Yeah.
On their new one, they were talking about the Weeknd's performance, and you know they didn't seem to like it as much as we did.
I loved it.
I thought it was pretty good. Ingenious. That's not the word. Ingenious. There we go. And the whole he did that whole plastic surgery thing, building up to this performance. That was the whole thing. It was like,
Did he?
yeah, like the whole thing was like he planned this whole thing out. And it was from whenever he did the plastic surgery and showed up.
I don't think it was led to this.
Well,
I mean, it's his character in this album.
No,
well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, this was like the main like debut character. Like, look at me.
that's his Blinding Lights outfit that he wore.
Well, I think all
Michael
the songs,
Jackson.
all the videos from this album, that's been his like persona.
Yeah, like he had what's her name? She's gonna hate me. I forgot her name.
Cool.
Robin said that he had like Michael Jackson
Michael Jackson shoes.
Yeah. And but I mean, like, I didn't like the first half of it because you couldn't really hear him singing. Like, it was kind of muffled. And then whenever he went in there into that, and he was like dragging the camera around, you know.
That honestly made me feel kind of queasy though, because it was just like so much light and then just moving everything around.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that's gonna make me sick.
Pretty
Yeah,
sick
that was
though.
intense.
Pretty sick.
So other than the game, I did a couple of things. One, went to, and I'm going to butcher this name. I've never actually heard anyone say it. It's just like Calicians, right?
Hey, if you're
Calicians?
listening, you know, please, we've actually got a voicemail set up now, and you can call in.
Oh, we gotta make that. Thanks for
We'll
reminding
drop
us.
that here in a little bit, but you just tell us how it's said, like how
All
you're
our
supposed
hate
to say it.
mail.
Regardless, if it's Calicians, then fantastic. We had the birria ramen, and then we had the tacos with the consomme and everything. Dude, no joke, the best one I've tried. Yeah. And you know, I think mariachi is really, really good, but this place, hands down, it was amazing. It was. Have you had a birria taco? Do you know what that is? So it's like this. They take, what is it, beef that they stew for a really long time, and then they put it in a taco with some cheese, and it's greasy. I mean, but then they
They
kind of
dip
like
the tortilla in the consomme.
and then they fry
They
it.
fry it,
Yeah.
and then you dip it in after that.
I got to show you pictures.
pretty delicious.
And then you dip it in the broth from the beef. And so I don't know. They do it in a certain part of Mexico, because I know it was on like Taco Chronicles or something like that. But so good, and they're kind of popping up all over Fort Worth. And that one, is I not loud enough?
No, I had to turn up.
Okay, I'll get closer, boo boo. Yeah, so out of all the ones we've tried, I think that one's probably the best. And she seems to really, really care about her customers, and then also care about her craft, because she put out this like whole comment about people having to wait in line. And I mean, it's going to take time. They're like a little taco truck, but it's worth checking out. So I did do that. And then Tab was dead set on getting this new Martin House beer, which I actually brought one of. Like, I don't know what has been up with Tab, but she's really been into stouts recently, and she is not a stout girl.
Yeah.
She's turned a new leaf in
The
life.
winter
She
weather,
likes,
maybe?
you know, the White Claws and the Gozas, right? But she likes this one a lot. We had it. It's called Windy Peppercorn, an ode to Sandlot,
Yeah.
right? And it's got, look, you got Windy Peppercorn.
Looks like Dwight.
It does kind of look like Dwight.
So it's 10% Imperial Stout with peanuts, caramel, and nougat. And I'll open this up, and we'll each have a little bit. But it basically tastes like a candy bar. It tastes like a candy bar, like a Baby Ruth.
Ooh, I want that.
So pretty soon, what you're saying is like Tab's onto these stouts, and next thing you know, she's going to be like dragging you for like the IPAs.
We'll see.
There's
I
this
don't know.
new IPA out. We got to go get it. It's
She
super
was
bitter.
dead set on getting this beer. So like as soon as they posted it on their Instagram, we went over and got it. And she posted it on. She was giving updates on her Instagram, like, "Hey, I want this beer." And then like 10 minutes later, she goes, "My husband said we can go get this beer." And then Martin House like replied, like, "What'd you think? How was it?" She's like, "I'm still at work. Calm down. Give me 2 hours." But yeah,
She said so. She just piped in. She said, "I think COVID changed my taste buds." Which
Could
it's
be.
entirely it
Could be.
it.
Yeah. So I'll pour. Did you want some?
Sure.
Want to try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She gets it in her guest mug.
The candy bar beer. I want some. Yeah.
That's dark.
That sounds like something that your husband would be all for.
Yeah, probably.
We know how he likes those sweet things.
Yeah. Yeah. Although he's branching out. He likes vanilla porter. That's his go-to beer.
I like that one. That's really
Yeah.
good.
From Breckenridge when y'all used to live in Colorado.
Yeah. Ooh, that smells really good.
Yeah, it smells great. So
Am I supposed to wait for y'all? Sorry.
No,
go for it.
Go ahead, take
Give me
it.
the can. Give me the can. I want to smell it.
So-
you could.
He can't.
Oh,
taste
he's
it.
not drinking, that's right.
He's done with beer for a little bit.
Oh, that's
Beer.
good.
I'm done with beer.
It's like a milkshake.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
So you've listened to us before.
Lick
That is so good.
You've listened to us before, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just your husband that listens to us?
I've listened to like clips, not like a full.
Not like a full,
Yeah.
full length episode.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do something with guests called the Funky Five, and we basically just ask you 5 quick fire questions for you to answer, mostly local based, right? But we'll go through them, and just the first thing that comes to your head, no judgment, just whatever it is.
Okay.
There's nothing bad.
Am I
I see
Am I
that
supposed to
face.
ask? Am I supposed to answer rapidly too, or can I think
as
about
quickly as you
quick
can?
I
You don't have to be like
Kind of like
super
word
fast.
association.
Yeah. So if I was going to say like, "Hey, what's your favorite color?"
Blue.
See, that was quick.
I didn't even know that. Oh, it just came out.
She's like, "Well, actually, it's green. I don't know what happened."
I think it's yellow. It's really yellow.
Don't trick me.
All right. So, one, your favorite Fort Worth restaurant.
So we've recently been going to Hat Creek, which may not be like an actual like local. I think it's in Austin
North
too.
Fort
but
Worth,
yeah,
right?
so they just opened one North Fort Worth, but they have good like fried pickles and hamburgers, but we like it because there's a playground so the kids can go and play. And we can like actually eat.
Oh,
Enjoy our meal.
I think I've been there before in Austin. Like, I think that we
Yeah.
went to one in Round Rock
Nice.
because they were dog friendly. We had Maui
yeah,
with us.
yeah. They usually have like an outdoor patio, so which is nice with COVID.
That's
you
pretty
go
cool.
sit outside and
Yeah, it's a cool spot.
Not
I didn't realize
not
there was
tonight,
one in
though.
Fort Worth.
It's super cold.
yeah. No, they just built one like it's Golden Triangle, up in like Alliance area. I think there's another one in Roanoke, but yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nailed that one. All right. Your favorite drinking spot.
Yeah, I'm like thinking of like Denver and not.
Hey, you can think of.
I don't
mean,
think I've really been drinking a lot since we moved back. It mostly was Austin and Denver, so I don't really.
Well, okay, yeah, Denver. Then, like, if you were in Denver, where would you go?
or Austin.
Probably. What was the name of that place? Oh my god, can't remember. Oh man,
What was it? Austin or Denver?
it was Denver. It's that area. Did you when we lived in those apartments where there was like a place where you could go like sit outside? Not the flying saucer. That's I can't think of it.
That's okay.
Anyway,
It's all right.
Yeah.
How about in Austin?
Just 6th Street.
Anywhere there.
Who knows the names of any of those places?
The only one I know is Latitude, and that's because they had what's it called?
The Texas two-step. You
Yeah.
take 2 steps in, you grab 2 beers and 2, what is it? Jaeger bombs.
Jaeger bombs,
2 steps out,
they're on
you move
tap,
on.
yeah.
Stark said Lowry Beer Garden.
Lowry Beer Garden. Yes.
And Danny said, I hate your shirt, Kate.
Oh, I hate you.
And
Dan.
Danny said, hanger.
Danny doesn't know anything about anything.
Lowry
You've got
Beer
a
Garden.
beautiful.
I love that, actually.
Hoodie
That's
on.
I
pretty
like it. It's
sick.
very sleek.
I didn't even know we had a white one.
Yeah.
But you can pick your color. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just FYI, we do have shirts and sweaters at thefunkypanther.com when you click on merch. And we've got what, Kate?
what are you doing?
Trying to like Vanna White shirt.
And for the ones that are listening to the podcast later, Kate is showcasing her. She's showcasing her
Little
garb
careless
that she's
whiskey.
got on now. It's
All right.
very nice.
She's a married woman, Tim.
I'm talking about the merch.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because when I watch it on Twitch right here on my iPad, it's a little bit slow. So I look down and you're doing this.
Chad was moving his arms in a weird worm-like
That's
fashion.
great. That's great. All right. So your favorite musician, local or non?
Ah, musician.
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably have to go with Radiohead.
Oh yeah.
But they're not local. Yeah.
Y'all saw Radiohead multiple times, right?
A couple times.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kate, you don't know any of the guys in Radiohead, right?
No, personally,
that's
no.
sad. Okay.
What's your
She
favorite
dated 3 of them. No big deal.
OK Computer is probably my favorite. Yeah. Or no, In Rainbows maybe.
It's a really good album.
Yeah,
That is a good one.
I got both of those over there. Just want to
do you?
Yeah.
Vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, in vinyl. Oh,
Pretty
nice.
sick.
Your favorite podcast?
It was really embarrassing, but I don't really listen to podcasts. I listen. I just for whatever reason.
What do you
just
listen
to?
to?
Just
Murder
music.
mystery, none of
yeah,
those things?
just like Amazon Music.
What's your favorite genre of music?
I guess just like alternative, like Muse or AWOL Nation, like whatever that genre is. Yeah,
Yeah, alternative.
alternative. Yeah,
I don't know if it's dude. It's probably got some stupid subgenre of alternative. Because that's what's happened now.
Well, Muse is
Has it?
alternative. I mean,
No, like every it seems like all these bands are like, yeah, we're not just alternative. We're like alternative prog rock, post whatever.
did you say Pog Rock?
Yeah,
Are Pogs coming back?
Pog. Yeah,
Dude,
Pog.
I've got all my Pogs ready.
Pogs
I
come
can't
back.
wait for Pogs to come back.
Yes, I had a really good
My Slammer's
slammer.
ready.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was like a holographic dinosaur.
I had
Crap, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You still have those?
Yes, I do.
dude.
What was your favorite series of Pogs? Like, who was your favorite character on them? Like, what was the one that you wanted to have? Like,
I don't remember it.
I don't think
What?
I don't think
No?
I cared. I just wanted
I
more
didn't either.
pots. I
Yeah.
just like wanted all.
Do you remember the spinner ones, like the razor blade looking ones?
Yes.
Yes, I had a bunch of those. But I had a slammer that if I was mad at somebody and I wanted to destroy their pogs, that thing was like that thick. It was. Yeah,
I think we've covered on a previous episode that Tim used to have a severe anger issue.
Yeah.
And he would just pop off.
I'm much better now.
He's great now.
I'm great.
did you ever go to MJ Designs for like tournaments or anything like that?
Yes.
What's that?
It's Michael's now, but it used to be MJ Design. Well, it was here in Fort Worth by Ridgemar, but back
They'd
in the
have
day.
tournaments.
We weren't that fancy in Tyler.
Yeah,
We had stuff like
y'all
that.
had a Hastings.
I've only been
Yeah,
to-
we had Hastings.
I've only been to Tyler once, and that's whenever I went to like some resort. Like
A
whenever-
resort.
A resort. Well, they had like a little resort. Like whenever I was dating Abby, like they had like wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tyler's got a lot of wood
they
out
had,
there.
Like, they had like bow and arrow shooting.
Oh,
and,
like Pine Cove or something?
Yeah, I think so. They had
It
cabins
was like a
and
camping.
shit like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Really cool.
yeah. They're known for that.
Yeah.
It was
They
cool.
got
I had
nice
fun.
woody areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
They had a nice theater you can go in by yourself and do.
What?
Anyways, so let's.
Okay, so favorite show. Okay, so if a show comes on TV, you're going through the channels, it's a movie, and you're like, well, I'm stuck. I got to watch this movie. I can't change the channel. I've got to finish the rest of whatever, this movie is on TV. What movie are you going to stop and watch?
A movie, not a show.
Right.
Oh man. Probably Dumb and Dumber is my all-time favorite.
Yes.
It never gets old. It
really doesn't.
We're more refined because we all said Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, y'all are very distinguished.
I don't think that's what that means at all.
no, that means nothing. Look,
But I will tell you, like Dumb and Dumber and like Ace Ventura, I'm definitely gonna stop it on either one of those if it's on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I remember one of the times when I went to go see y'all when you were in Denver, probably once a year ish while y'all were there, tried to. And we went up to Estes Park and where, what's the name of the hotel?
The Shining?
the Stanley.
Stanley Hotel. And they did some of the Dumb and Dumber
Yes.
there as well.
Yeah.
But we landed on the moon poster. It's still there in
It's
the
still
bar.
there behind the bar, yeah. Pretty cool.
That was a really cool bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. Your husband really wanted to showcase that hotel for us because he loves it. And I remember whenever the first time going there, he's like pointing out, he's like, they got this and look at this and look at this. And he's just so excited about it. We go down to the bar and then they had like the little gift shop. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Stark's a lot of things. So her husband has been friends with us for a very long time.
Yes.
And he just goes by his last name for us. But Stark is a lot of things, but he is a fantastic guide. Like anytime we would go to town, definitely down to show us y'all's favorite spots or give us the history of things that I don't know how he knew, but it was always fun. It was always a good time.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was fun when y'all came to visit.
So that's it. You nailed the Funky Five.
All right.
You did
I
it.
passed. Yes.
was it 5? It sounded like 10.
Yeah.
to me.
Well,
Because all of your side questions.
I mean, it's only like 2 side questions.
So side quest.
Yeah, exactly. So here on the table, we've got a brand new book called Enjoy the Ride, right? Which you have recently published. Is that the word?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's your book.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So my job, I'm a psychologist, and I mostly work with children. And So I mostly am doing therapy and assessment, and with working with kids, you can't just sit and talk the whole time. You got to integrate play and books and visuals and things like that. So I had the idea of writing a book and using, I guess, conveying some of the knowledge I have and what I use with kids in like I guess sort of a fun but educational manner. And so I wrote it, and I was like, oh, I got to find somebody to illustrate this because I can't draw. So I have a friend who's Rachel Mason in Austin, who's married to a guy who works for Disney, and he got me this a friend to illustrate it, and so it came together, and I'm excited about it.
I like the idea of the chameleon as the character. It's really cool.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was trying to think about different animals to represent different feelings, and I kind of went back and forth about that, and then finally I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick with one animal. What would be a good animal to that's entertaining, but also could have something to do with feelings and
kind of changes.
Yeah. Did you know that chameleons? So this was kind of embarrassing to admit, but I thought that they only change colors for camouflage, but they legit change colors for feelings.
I didn't know that.
Too. Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I thought it was just camouflage.
So it was perfect then.
Yeah, it was perfect. It ended up being good, but yeah.
So it's a book to help understand and cope with feelings, right?
Yeah.
And so what exactly does that mean for kids?
Yeah, so it's mostly for elementary age kids, but maybe, some middle schoolers who don't think it's too lame yet. But it's to help really any kid, not just kids who are struggling with emotions, but any child to understand that feelings are normal. I sometimes think that we as a society, kind of maybe negatively portray emotions, especially for, when it comes to genders. I think females are sometimes, taught that it's not okay to be angry. And then for, males, sometimes that it's, you're weak or you're vulnerable if you're sad or worried, and then people are always caught up in, what does that mean? Or, if you're mentally ill, is that something that's you should be ashamed about? And so I just wanted to convey that feelings can actually be helpful and adaptive for us as humans, and that it's okay and that it's normal, and how those feelings can be experienced in your body. What are your clues that you're having a feeling, and then how your feelings and your thoughts are connected, which is a skill that's taught in therapy, is how to do cognitive reframing, because sometimes your thoughts are not accurate when you have a feeling. So tried to do that in a child-friendly manner. And then I also tried to teach, really kind of basic, but probably I feel the best coping skills for each feeling that really anyone could use, even adults. I mean, I use all of the coping skills in the book, and I'm not a child. So,
so what you're saying is this book, even though it is targeted towards children, that
she brought 3 for a reason.
We all could get something from it, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I really think boiled down to it, these are skills that really any person would benefit from. It's more, I just wrote it for children because, it's kind of, I guess, where I work. So, but yeah, you could use it if you're an adult too.
Is this the first time that you've been published, or?
Yeah, and it's, I mean, not to demean it or anything, but it's self-publishing is really easy. If anyone has an idea for a book, you can,
really?
pretty easily go onto it's KDP, the Amazon, Kindle, whatever their venue is, and you can. It's it's pretty easy once you have your document, and you have if you wanted to write a novel or something, you would upload your document and format it, and they have to accept it. If it meets their it can't be totally inappropriate, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
So I finally get to publish my memoirs.
Yeah, you could do it.
In your memoirs?
No,
I'd buy it.
But I can start.
You definitely could.
I would buy it. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
She would.
I would buy it. For
It doesn't mean that she would read it, but
you could.
I would
you
buy
could
it.
publish all your travel
I'm
journals.
just
I don't know.
joking. No,
you have
there's
travel
no way.
journals?
Mm-hmm.
I think
No. Well.
I think it would have been cool to have something like this growing up, because I know I've talked in the past how growing up being Latino, you kind of don't show as many feelings because
machismo.
Yeah, kind of. And even now, before I started going to therapy, I really didn't talk about it with anybody, or with my dad, I'd never tell them like if things were wrong, or it was kind of like embarrassed and ashamed to like bring it up.
Yeah.
So like something like this, I mean, it would have been great having something like that growing up without having to feel embarrassed about being sad, or like having something to help like understand coping like things, you know, like divorce or like anything like that. So I mean, it would have, I mean,
well, it's never too late, Javier.
Yeah.
Well, I go to therapy for it now, but I mean, like growing
you
up,
got the book.
yeah,
Yeah, you can keep that book if you want.
You know, I feel like it's just it's a generational thing too, because I mean, we're now in the future generations that are happening right now. It seems like it's more socially acceptable to discuss how you're feeling, maybe a little too much, but it just seems that we have crossed that bridge, and now we're kind of in this realm where like everybody I know has gone to therapy kind of deal,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's not that big of a deal, which is I mean, it's a step in the right direction, really.
So since things have kind of normalized for grown-ups and talking about therapy and their feelings and things like that, do you think that same thing is kind of going down to, you know, where the kids are at? Like, is it okay to talk about those things more than it used to be, or is it still difficult?
I think for the kids themselves, they don't really have that stigma necessarily. I think sometimes with parents.
Right.
And then sometimes you get problems where parents have like attachments to certain diagnoses, where they'll have like a stigma against certain diagnoses, but not others. And so that can be problematic. And I try to do a lot of, you know, I guess education for the parents about, you know, the importance of having an accurate diagnosis. Sometimes they want to come in and get, you know, a certain diagnosis that they think is appropriate, and can have problems with that. But, you know, I think in general, kids don't really have as much of the stigma. They may be kind of naturally embarrassed, because I guess it does feel kind of vulnerable to share, you know, things that make you feel, you know, sad or angry. It's kind of, you know, just that self-protective, you know, I'm okay, and, you know, nothing's wrong with me. But usually kids are I guess very open in therapy from what I've found. Yeah.
So from a parent's perspective, it's more like, no, my kid can't possibly be that, right? Like, try again.
Right.
Like the
yeah.
So there's been a thing on TikTok going around that's like, fuck you, my kid is normal, you know, and it has this like song playing, and it like cuts to the kid doing something really just jacked up or weird or whatever. And I kind of see that where it's, you know, you have these parents who think there's nothing wrong with my child, and your child's, you know, over there like trying to torch a house or something.
Well, like acting out is one of those things. Like I used to act out a lot. I mean, even you would tell me like whenever you would remember me from like when we were in middle school.
Oh yeah,
like,
you do stupid stuff all the time. Just
I mean, it's one of those things.
Yeah,
it's kind of
have you found in like because I recently been hearing this as well, like schizophrenia, for example, that it used to be very like cut and dry, like this is what you have, this is a type, and now it's being viewed as more spectrum. Like there's different, you know, instead of being just cut and dry, you hear voices, you see things or whatever. Is that coming out more and like with more disorders now? That's not just like cut and dry, or is it?
I mean, I guess there's a refinement of what schizophrenia is. And I think a lot of people think when someone hears voices or has hallucinations that they have schizophrenia, but those can be like psychosis can be present in like bipolar disorder or major depression. Sometimes people who just have really severe depression will sometimes have auditory hallucinations. Sometimes people with bipolar, like if they're in a manic episode, can sometimes have, psychosis
so
experience.
So that like stigma is no longer just like tied to like necessarily one disorder, but more of, you know, it can span several different types of things.
Yeah, and schizophrenia is very treatable with medications, and I think, you know, back in the days where we had like, you know, mental asylums, it was more just like, okay, you know, put you here, and but you know, it's people with schizophrenia can be very, you know, successful and have good quality of life.
It's just like the whole psychological thing, you know, it's very interesting just how much things have developed over, you know, 30, 40, 50 years, and seeing these improvements even, you know, in my short career span of like 15 years on the ambulance, and seeing how, you know, we went from one stigma to now being like kind of a little bit more understanding about different things, and more training, and more like just the evolution of it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool field to be in, just because you get to kind of experience that firsthand.
Do you get a lot of like psychotic patients from the ambulance? Or
It happens.
like in homelessness?
Yeah, a lot of those because just they don't have the resources necessarily to get medication or be medicated or get therapy or whatever. So yeah, you do see that, and then you got some that just choose that they don't want any of that. So.
Yeah,
like there's a popular case with Delonte West who played with the Mavericks. Like he had like schizophrenia and he ended up becoming homeless and of course everybody like tossed him aside. Nobody wanted to help, and Mark Cuban decided, well, let's get you to rehab. Let's get you help that you need. And he's like he's been in rehab for like 3 months. 3 or 4 months.
I remember that.
But like his life is completely turned around. But it's because somebody decided to take the time and not like judge him for like having that issue. It shouldn't be even considered an issue because it's
illness.
It's an illness.
It's just brain based.
It's just cool seeing that progression now. So you kind of touched on writing the book and the process of doing that. So you literally just wrote it. You got an illustrator, and then you went with Amazon or Kindle or whatever, and it was easy.
Really easy. Yeah. If anybody has like a goal of publishing, it's really pretty easy if you find it. Sometimes it can be hard to find an illustrator. I looked at Fiverr and was like, I don't know, sketched out by some of the people on there. Like, are they really gonna, do a good job? And so I feel lucky to get, the guy that I did, but yeah, it was really easy. The only thing that was hard was formatting. And so like Chad got the like bad version, the original version.
I got the
picture.
OG.
Yeah. There was probably like 12 versions that I submitted and that people bought over the course of 2 weeks where I was like, like something's wrong with it. I got to fix it. And so that was probably like my own, like, being really picky, but
I
you
didn't even notice.
Yeah. You got the one with the smaller.
I'm going to frame it. And when it becomes a big deal, I'm going to get it signed.
I got the first edition.
Yeah.
Like
the first misprint.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So with this like process, I mean, you wrote this book. Do you plan on writing more?
Yeah, I started another one.
What?
I don't know if it's good or really bad yet. It seems okay, but we'll see. Yeah, I have it. It's Fred, and it's more about like self-esteem and self-image.
Oh, cool.
So you're going to continue with the same character?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's very legit.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I remember Stark was saying, she's writing a book. And then a week later, he's like, you can buy it now. Wait, that was quick. How did that happen so fast?
Yeah. No, this like knowledge like took me like 15 years to accumulate. And you read it, it's so simple. Like you'd be like, oh yeah, it's pretty simple. But but it really only took me like 2 hours to write. But it just was kind of like condensing all of this. Like, what is the most useful? What is the most like validating way to say that your feeling's okay, and these are how they are experienced, and these are what can trigger them, and this is what you do about it. There's some worksheets in the back, but so it didn't really take that long to write, but like formatting and all of that took way longer.
You need to be on like the Today Show or like a CBS.
Are we not good enough? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, no. This is like something like.
No, I know you're right.
Honestly, I mean, it's the kids need it. I mean,
really cool.
I'm impressed.
Well, thank you.
So was psychology something that you wanted to get into, right? Like you knew in high school, like I'm going to go to college. I want to be a psychologist.
No. I started, I wanted to help people, and I thought I wanted to be a doctor because like I have a lot of medical, health professionals in my family. And then I took biology and I was like, oh, this is really boring. And I really didn't like it. So I switched to special education. I was like, I want to be a teacher. And then I was like, no, I don't like the behavior management. So then I was like, oh yeah, I'll do more of the one-on-one. And so then I got into psychology. But I had interest in in autism, and I had anxiety growing up as a kid. So I felt like I could relate, and learned a lot about I guess children specifically and how to help them. So that was it felt like it was a calling that it just was slow for me to get there. But
would you consider yourself an empath?
I don't know, maybe I feel like I am in therapy, but maybe I try to block it out other times because when I'm it's really draining.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean that you can read people's thoughts? What's an empath? I think
that's like kind of feeling people's emotions.
I was on the right track.
Yeah.
I was like, are you psychic? And I didn't realize.
Can you read my mind? Like,
No,
Sorry?
it is very interesting though, because like, with empaths, you have that kind of like, you want to help people, and whenever you feel sad, like I feel that same, maybe not to the same degree, but like I feel sad.
So it's like a deep empathy.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could imagine like in that line of work, you'd have to kind of block it off, because it'd be very, very draining to take on other people's emotions all day, every day. There's no way I could do it.
That's a perfect way to say it, because I didn't really realize that getting into the field, but there's something that happens in the therapy room that's like kind of, you can't really describe it, but you end up being kind of like a bucket for people's emotions, and you take it in. And I know, there's ways that you can reduce burnout and prevent that from happening, but it's just naturally when you're in that deep relationship and holding on to people's like trauma and feelings, that you just naturally like soak it in. And so.
You're saying that because you get that way sometimes too?
No. Jessie does.
Yeah.
For like 100%. And she's actually thought like she would love to be a counselor. And I'm like, I don't know how well that would work with you being an empath. Like, you just taking in all that. I mean, you would literally have to, I feel like you'd have to be like, you're a therapist, and you have to be in therapy to help deal with some of the emotional stress that comes off of.
You really should have a therapist if you're a therapist. Yeah.
But then who's the therapist for the therapist?
Another therapist. It's like every hairdresser has to have their own hairdresser.
It's like this Inception thing going on.
Right. So you said you had anxiety growing up. Do you think that learning and going through the process of getting your PhD, that you kind of helped yourself? Like, did you learn things that kind of helped you go through things?
Yeah, because I didn't have therapy as a kid.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like dealing with it. But learning the skills in graduate school, I was like, oh yeah, that would have been really helpful. Or, as, things came up that made me anxious, I, put the skills into play. But, things that made sense, like I had a lot of physical symptoms as a kid that I thought were like, oh, I'm going to puke, or I have a really bad headache, but it was really anxiety. It was like panic attack type things. And I would go to the nurse, and, people thought I was like really having headaches, but and I really was. That's the thing about anxiety, that sometimes
it was caused through anxiety. I got you.
Yeah.
So. It's crazy how many people don't actually realize like the physical manifestation of symptoms based off of something so simple as just like, I don't like what's happening right now, and I don't know how to deal with it, and my body just does weird stuff.
Just like fight or flight. You're just like,
like my dad would like think he would be having heart attacks because he would like have a anxiety.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most
really scary. Yeah,
and it's one of the most common things that I mean I run on something like that probably I would say like 3 or 4 times a week. Every week. So
people thinking they're having heart attacks,
or just like I can't breathe. And you start talking to them, because we get to play like counselor and social worker and technician and clinician and all this stuff, and so you start finding like, so did anything happen recently? And it's like, I lost my job and my cat died, and it's all this stuff, and I'm like, that you need to talk to somebody. Like this is just your body's way of saying, hey, you need to fix this. Because 9 times out of 10 they're okay. It's just that they feel like they're not.
Well, even then it's still kind of hard to like tell somebody that, and then them maybe they don't have the means to like find someone,
or they don't put 2 and 2 together. It's a lot of times they don't put 2 and 2 together. It's kind of like that. I'm having headaches, and that's what I'm having. But it's actually like once you step back and look at it, I'm like, okay, so I'm having these headaches, or I'm feeling this way when my life felt like it was going to shit, or I was in whatever, and so. It's just making that connection, and thankfully,
sometimes people don't want to admit that it's psychological because they feel like that's something
and they're like,
wrong.
well, that's just stupid. I feel so stupid. I'm like, and you have to do that whole reassurance thing, like it's okay,
normal.
It's completely normal. Like we all have this. It happens. Sometimes it's worse than others, and but it's at making that click, and then it clicks, and they're like, okay, well, maybe I should go and talk to somebody.
Yeah. So in Enjoy the Ride, do you have a particular favorite part of the book that you like?
I like the dancing banana part and mopey boat. That's my favorite.
So the fun parts?
Yeah, the fun parts.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where can people find the book? I know you already kind of dropped where you got it created, but where can they find it?
It's only on Amazon right now. You can get it published elsewhere, but I'm working on that, and it's just a lot more formatting, so I've kind of been not wanting to do that, but for now it's just on Amazon. Yeah.
So they can search Enjoy the Ride Stark and probably
Stark, or the subtitle, a book to help understand and cope with feelings. But it should come up with Enjoy the Ride.
And I'll find the Amazon
link.
Yeah,
we'll link it to the show. We being Tim.
Yeah. So I found some It's called the best sneakiest psychological tricks that really work.
Oh.
And I'm just going to ask you a couple and see what you think. Okay, so this one's called hand them things. When talking to someone, just hand them stuff. This guy says, I've done it. I did it last week. Met with a friend for lunch and had a crumpled up receipt in my pocket as we were saying our goodbyes and whatnot. I just handed him the receipt and he just took it without question.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? Like, is it just like because you're so comfortable with that person and you've kind of distracted them and you can just hand them whatever?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a little bit of motor memory. Like that's just a natural thing you do when something is reaching is you just grab it because that's just like a natural.
So these are not things that they do in it like a therapy or psychology.
No, these are things you do to people
that you mentally
like
don't realize.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now,
like if someone's like handing you out a pamphlet or something, like on the street,
instinctively
like,
just take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
I don't want to say the whales.
So this one was play nice. So give someone a sincere compliment during an argument. If they are decent people, it'll throw them off guard. They'll then feel inclined to be more pliable.
Like Jessica be like, your mustache is amazing today.
Well, I'm like sitting
I
there
don't know.
like,
I would find that like disingenuous if I was fighting with somebody and they gave me a compliment. I'd be like, shut up.
So wait, does that mean Kate's not a good person? Is that what you?
Okay. So
I guess that could work if you could tell they were being genuine about it.
I think I've done that before, like recently.
all right.
Javier's already used this entire list.
Yeah, he's already done this. When you're talking to somebody, glance over their shoulder and make a weird face, and then when they turn around, thinking that there's something behind them, and
punch
they come back
them in
and
the
look at they come look at you. Yeah, you punch them real quick in the face.
Gotcha.
No, you
Psychology.
you keep a straight face, which would be the hardest part. You keep the straight face, and you just talk to them as if nothing, and just totally mind blow them, kind of deal.
What were you looking at? What?
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, so if you want me to get all nerdy about that, so that's like that's joint attention, and that's like really an important social skill that we use. That's like developed when you're a toddler. Is it's important to like reference. If I'm looking over there, you need to look over there with me to see there's something important. But sometimes kids with autism don't get that, and so that's like one of the cues that you use is you measure joint attention. Okay. So like you'll have something that's like exciting over there, and you'll be like, Chad, look.
See, science.
Yeah,
it's there.
If you look over there, then you've got joint attention. But
side question. Yeah. So the whole thing where they're like, if a girl's like, if you want to see if she's checking you out, like yawn, and if she yawns, then like she's checking you out. Is it like a thing too?
No, I think it's just like mirroring.
Damn it all.
Yeah. But maybe she's looking at you, so that's
Yeah.
If you pick your nose or like
they're not going to pick. That's not how yawning works. It's not like picking your nose.
And like go like this and like, oh, I have something in my nose.
Have you ever read the book Curious by Ian Leslie, or have you ever heard of that book? No, I'm reading it for this class at UNT currently, and they talk about like being a child and learning how to point and those kind of cues. And a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, it kind of reminds me of, it's a really good book. I mean, it's talking about how we've become less curious, mostly because of technology and how we just find what we want on the internet and that kind of thing. But how we grow up being more and more curious based off of like how your parents are around you and things like that. I don't know. It's real interesting. Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Do you think with the introduction of like more technology, like it's causing kids to kind of like shut off from other things?
Yeah. That's a big question. I think it can be used productively. I think, there's good amounts of it. And there's right times to use it. Like, I think it can be a good motivator, and it can be like a good educational tool and a good way also for kids to connect, especially with COVID. There's a lot of kids I know who are, their only social connection is playing video games, like Minecraft or Roblox over technology. But, when kids are like just passively watching like YouTube for hours or looking at stuff that's like a lot of kids find really inappropriate things like creepypasta, that kind of like Slender Man, that kind of thing. Yeah. Like they may not really know that it's not real, and then that can cause like.
Oh, it's kind of like those girls that stabbed their friend or whatever over the whole Slender Man thing. Yeah, several years ago.
So I think it's all about like what the content is and how frequent they're using it. Yeah.
Parents should probably definitely be monitoring like what their kids are kind of doing and like maybe like setting limits on how long you're going to spend on
sure.
Yeah, device.
And kids get around it. Kids are really smart. I can hack into like if parents are setting limits on like apps, like kids will go to like the browsers. Like I know kids, who use TikTok, and TikTok can be really addicting. So
It is.
Absolutely. It
They
is.
get caught scrolling for hours.
Yeah.
Well, like my nephew, like my brother and his wife were like, well, we're not going to let him like touch a phone or look at one. But here recently he's been like watching Blippi or like Paw Patrol and stuff like that. But like they'll use it as like well, I'll take your Kindle away. You're not gonna you're not gonna watch it. And like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it causes so many meltdowns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate because like it's just such a part of our lives. But yeah, you got to have boundaries with it.
So, where do we want to move on to? We've got a couple choices here. I mean, we can keep going. So, I kind of went through the little psych tricks or whatever. Valentine's Day is coming up. Valentine's Day.
Valentimes.
Is it?
Valentine?
I think I can help with this whole time situation.
Okay. Yeah.
It's Tines. It's Valentine's. So it's
Valentine?
more.
The question is, do we want to jump into like some of the gifts, or do we want to jump into the game?
Let's do the gifts and then the next one, and then we'll get into the game, and we'll finish off with the game. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect. Okay, so I just pulled up a real. It's called realsimple.com. Holidays, entertaining gifts, funny Valentine's Day gifts, whatever.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So there's a few here.
What was that?
Kate, have you ever watched Schitt's Creek?
Yes, I love it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The best.
So we're all on
comedy.
the same. We're on the same page here. So there are like these little heart. They look like little heart candies. But they have sayings on here.
Ew, David.
Ew, David.
Yeah.
Ew, David.
Did y'all watch SNL?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on it,
Oh,
and
man.
he said, it's really great that I go through the streets now and people recognize me.
Ew.
But the first thing they say is, ew. Like, so great.
There was Eat Glass.
Oh yeah.
E-glass.
Simply the best. Best wishes, warmest regards. So there's multiple keychains that you could pick. I found this interesting card. We were talking about technology being kind of like that's a big deal now, right? Yeah. It's quality time. I love you, and it's a couple in bed, and they've got their phones.
That's about right.
And I'm guilty of that. Whenever it's bedtime, we go to bed, and I do my nightly routine of just scrolling through TikTok before I go to sleep, and that's probably not the best thing, but
Do you put restrictions on your husband on his
Oh man, his
device time?
He's a YouTube guy and I'm a TikTok guy, so he does. We don't really monitor.
So you're those two in bed with one's YouTube, one's TikTok?
Yeah.
there if you're an Office fan, so Michael Scott quote coasters has Michael Scott's face on there with like a heart. It's kind of like a caricature of him.
Okay.
With different quotes on there. Let's see here. Chocolate themed socks. So there's socks that look like chocolate bars.
What?
It's kind of weird.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing.
I'm not.
Chocolate on my feet.
Yeah. Like I feel like I need this world's okayest Valentine.
Okay.
Because that's pretty fitting for me.
I think
of
okay
course.
is a little high.
It's a little high.
Or
Mediocre.
And my favorite is for the single ladies or men, your boyfriend arm body pillow. So it's a body pillow. Yeah, it's a body pillow. It looks like half of a person with an arm.
weird.
Yeah.
What half?
The
Just slings around your shoulder. Or,
the left half. I said with an arm.
oh, I'm thinking up or down. I don't
What
know.
kind of arm, Tim?
Yeah. So those are the ones that I found that were kind of
It's like
like
an anteater.
those are the ones that I kind of found that were like more memorable out of the kind of funny gifts that you could get somebody.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. And then I think Javier had some kind of question about candy or something.
No, yeah. What was like growing up? When you're in elementary school and everyone had to have like a certain you had to give everyone like a Valentine and like candy.
Ooh.
Did you say time?
Yes.
You said
What
time
was,
again?
What was your favorite
Time.
candy? Like, what is the one you needed to have?
Like
I need it.
Valentine's Day, like
Man.
if you're gonna get a Valentine's for somebody, was it one of those like little like boxes of chocolates, or like what was for you? Like what would you want as a kid?
Probably like Starburst.
Yeah.
What?
Starburst.
What? What's wrong?
They're not Valentine's at all.
I wanted the.
What do you want for Christmas? A Starburst. Thanksgiving? I want the Starburst.
An aristocrat, I see.
Side
I don't
question.
really like boxes of chocolate. They're kind of I don't know.
Side question. What color Starburst?
Pink or yellow?
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, see, Team Pink.
I like the Jolly Rancher heart-shaped lollipop. That's
Oh, that's a good one.
I was always a fan of the heart-shaped Reese's.
Yeah, anything Reese's, and
Yeah.
usually the holiday Reese's are better because there's more peanut butter and less chocolate.
Yeah, the trees.
Oh, you want the more peanut butter? I want the more chocolate and less peanut butter.
No, so like the Reese's Hearts, they're not as like thick
They're
shell
smooth,
chocolate.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not the ridges.
Yeah.
that's the shit.
So that's
candy is like crazy.
but I always hated getting those little packs of like the Be My Valentine like hearts or whatever.
No, those taste like chalk.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
They were very reminiscent of like the old Pepto Bismol
Yeah. I don't
chewable
know
tablets.
who likes
I had a
those?
friend.
elderly.
I had a friend that loved that. He thought it was candy. Like absolutely loved it.
Well, now
When
they
that
have,
was the only candy.
they have the like
didn't try Snickers
gimmicky,
yet.
like the gag chalk candies that say like "eat me" or "die," something like that. It's always, yeah. People that hate Valentine's Day, like they.
Quit saying that.
That's how
Quit saying
I'm gonna call it
Valentine's.
Valentine's.
stupid.
I'm being
Valentine's.
told they're called conversation hearts.
They are.
Conversation
yeah.
arts. Okay.
And if I was gonna do conversation hearts, I'd get the ones with like either like the really dirty messages or like the really weird messages, and throw them into a mixed bowl of like regular ones because I like to watch the world burn.
You're gonna give them to children, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're horrible, horrible man.
it's like going to a Chinese restaurant and getting like you get all the you get the joke fortune cookies and throw them in their like bin of fortune cookies so people get some like really messed up ones.
Like one that says your wife's cheating on you.
What sucks is like you don't get the joy of seeing it, but it's just knowing that somebody
It exists.
got one of
Someone's
those
day
that
is
exists
ruined.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Turn around, duck.
those would be good.
That would-
Your wife is cheating on you would be a little dark, but
Yeah.
like, ones that have actionable items on there would be pretty hilarious.
Like
your
mixing,
hemorrhoids will flare tomorrow.
like mixing Skittles and
Meal will
M&Ms,
give you diarrhea.
like mixing a bowl of Skittles and M&Ms together.
That's really.
oh,
That's just-
man.
I'm telling you, some people like to watch the world burn, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, that's.
I never outgrew that. I outgrew my temper, but I did not outgrow just wanting to mess with people.
childish games.
Oh, dude, the more childish, the better. So speaking of games,
Yes.
Games.
we did this 2 weeks ago. Two weeks ago.
You know?
We did this about 2 weeks ago.
We did. Yeah.
So let me just cue this up here.
There we go.
And now the game we've all been waiting for. This or that. Yeah, it's a game of this or that, also known as Thought, and this is Valentine's Day edition.
I'm glad that stuck.
Not to be confused with Valentimes.
Valentine's, this or
This is
that.
the Valentine's edition.
Yeah,
said times.
so Valentine's. So on BuzzFeed they had a nice thing that we could use, and I'm gonna start it off with: would you rather eat a heart-shaped steak or a bad cake?
Kate?
Heart-shaped steak.
All right. What about you, Javier?
It's weird.
You can either get a bad cake or a heart-shaped steak.
Give me the steak.
Yeah, steak. I mean,
Yeah,
T-bone is
obvious.
almost like a heart, right?
All right, bam.
Ish.
All right, 59% said the steak.
Oh,
Nice.
What's a bad cake? Like,
Yeah, right.
like you want
Why
a
would
fish
you-
flavored cake?
I mean, it was a tasty steak, I'm sure. It's just
Maybe.
shaped weird. Okay.
Would you rather have to wait an hour to be seated or eat at a fast food restaurant for Valentine's Day?
Probably wait. I'd probably wait because I don't get out much, so I'd make it worthwhile. I eat fast food a lot, so
Okay, so one wait.
I'd wait.
You'd wait? Would
Wait,
you wait?
gotta
Okay,
wait,
we're
gotta
waiting
wait.
an hour.
Okay, Del Frisco's for an hour, or like go to
McDonald's.
Burger King.
right.
62% said eat at a fast food restaurant rather
Really?
than wait an hour. An hour is not that long to
This
be inconvenient.
this might have been pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When like fast
You
food
took it for
wasn't.
granted, yeah.
Yeah.
Which embarrassing thing would you rather have sent to your office? A teddy bear bigger than your desk or an overzealous singing telegram? Like a guy in one of those Cupid, like full-on diaper, comes in
Oh,
there
man.
singing.
Singing Pavarotti.
I want the overzealous singing telegram.
What would you prefer?
I'd do the bear.
You do the bear?
Yeah.
I think the bear would be more embarrassing because I can laugh at the guy
And everybody
the
else can
bear
laugh at
you have no explanation for. You're like, oh, I love it.
and you don't know if there's an actual man in there, just like waiting.
Is that the concern?
So
you gotta carry the man home in there.
The bear's
so heavy.
walking.
81% said the bear. 19% said the telegram. I think the telegram would be
Give me
funny.
the telegram all day.
I can't stop thinking about Elf. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm singing, and I don't know why I'm singing.
But I'm singing, and you're my dad.
I want that.
Yeah. Would you rather your date completely burn your dinner or order food from your least favorite restaurant?
Ugh.
Oh, that's hard.
Burn dinner?
Burn
Because at
dinner.
least they tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
The other
good.
one they didn't try, and they didn't pick the right spot.
It's like they either didn't know you,
It's like a double fail.
yeah,
Right.
or they just don't like
Yeah, that's a good point.
you. Okay, would you rather forget to make reservations or make reservations for the wrong date?
Forget to make reservations, probably.
You would rather like the other person?
Like, no, would you rather forget to make reservations or make reservations for the wrong date? Not like another date, but like I picked like instead of Valentine's Day, it was like I got the dates confused.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I would say the date's confused. I would rather do that.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Again, at least you tried.
Well, like even now, people are starting to do like the day before Valentine's
I mean,
Day.
Jesse and I are doing the day before Valentine's Day.
Now you're just doing it to piss me off.
Yeah, Jesse and I are doing it before Valentine's Day. We're going to Mazario's.
Macero?
Macero?
Yeah,
Over there
in
on,
Clearport.
Clearport,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah. So we're gonna go there.
We love that place.
Haven't tried it yet. That was I was kind of late getting a reservation,
Yeah.
so that was one of the few places that was accepting
You're
reservations.
going to love it. It
So-
really is delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Drink the alcohol.
Yeah, get a drink.
I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
Would you rather have your flowers delivered to the wrong person or never show up?
Oh, wrong person. At least somebody would get him.
Or like maybe
That's
someone in like
really
your
fair.
office or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, this is for Kate, not this Kate, but that Kate."
At least someone was happy from
Yeah.
it. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I would
okay.
say that same one.
Okay.
What about you, Javier? You didn't say anything.
I would rather nobody get it.
Yeah, I figured. I think that's why you were staying quiet.
Yeah.
So 50.
If I don't get them, no one gets them.
Suffer.
55% say never show up, and then 45 said delivered to the wrong person. Would you rather your secret admirer send you a very embarrassing gift or a very detailed text professing their love?
Oh, awkward.
Oof.
What was the first one again?
Embarrassing gift or a detailed text professing their love. And this is a
Yeah.
secret admirer.
Embarrassing gift.
Embarrassing gift too. Yeah.
Embarrassing gift, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at a random text from someone like, ooh. God.
And
Yeah.
78% said they said a detailed text
Wow.
What?
versus an embarrassing gift. Would you rather show up to the wrong restaurant or at the wrong time?
I would say wrong time. I've showed up at the wrong restaurant, and I felt like a real idiot before. That was... I showed up at Chewy's, and it was supposed to be Chimmy's. I think I've done that twice now.
Do you think that you wouldn't feel like a big idiot like showing up at the wrong time?
No, because
What
they
if
can
it's
get
too
you
late?
away.
They could probably get you in. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if it's too late, that
Yeah.
stinks. But if you're too early, oh
How
well,
late are we
start
talking?
drinking.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It doesn't say, but it's a 68% picked at the wrong time and 32% the wrong restaurant. Would you rather have your hidden gift never be discovered or be completely lost? So like you were
Oh.
gonna give one to Tab or Mike or yourself, and and you lose it. You can't find it. It never gets found, or it never is. It's completely lost.
Like me on this question, y'all answer.
I feel like that's the same answer.
It is the same
no,
answer.
so like like say you left it out like you were gonna plan a thing on like the Trinity River, you're gonna do a walk or something like that, and you hit a gift and you go there and it's gone, like
yeah.
it's lost forever.
okay, yeah.
Versus your loved one or whatever just didn't find it. They couldn't follow your clues and
but
stuff.
then you
even
can,
though
you can find it, right?
yeah, I guess you could. Yeah.
Give
So
me- give me
Yeah.
number 2.
Yeah.
Same.
never be discovered.
Yeah.
A good Valentine's treasure hunt.
So 64 said never be discovered versus completely lost. Would you rather
Last one.
would you rather receive a poorly made DIY gift or fake flowers?
DIY.
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 DIY. Okay.
The heart was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the right.
And
Unless there was literally a heart in it,
Oh,
that would
Lord.
be an awkward gift to receive.
like a
Did it myself.
Oh my god.
still connected to me.
I don't have much time left.
I also wrote you a long text. I'm your secret admirer,
And I lost your gift. I showed up at the wrong time.
and it was in the wrong
I didn't even
restaurant,
make reservations.
and I buried my heart somewhere else, so I don't know where it's at. Lost forever.
73% said poorly made DIY gift versus fake flowers. Because like I think that's been like the consensus. Because at least I tried.
Yeah, it shows caring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So that was another installment of This or That.
You were really, really excited about that, and you're still smiling.
That was good.
Were you proud of that outro?
I'm proud of that.
Tab. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying that was good. I like that.
Come on, you don't have to be nice to him because you're here.
You can throw that ball at him. If you
Would you rather someone lie to you and tell you it was good, or tell you the truth?
Oh man,
This or that?
I want you to lie to me.
Okay, then we're good here.
Tell me it's good.
What were you gonna say, Javier?
I forgot.
Something about Tab. You said something, Tab.
Oh, Tab was like, we don't need Tim. I could be a better producer than Tim.
She did say that last night. She's like, I could do this. All I gotta do is boss people around. I was like, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And Tim bosses no one around.
I don't. I sit here and take all the punishment.
You take it all, buddy.
By the way,
Yes.
Tab mentioned, get the Cinco Leche cake there at Macero. I guess they put 2 extra leches in there.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Like it's on point.
No, get the
all the food there.
Cinco Leche. So that's
It's 2.
yeah, okay,
5
yeah.
milks.
It's dos más leches.
Yeah, okay.
Than a tres leches.
I think it's dos leches mas, Chad.
No, I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I think we should stop
Dos
there.
leches
Stop while you're
más. I'm never ahead. So, Kate, we really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It was a really fun episode.
Yeah.
It was
really
fun.
informative.
You're always fun to be around, and I haven't seen you in so long. We haven't done like a wine and cheese night
Yeah.
since pre-COVID,
Right.
which
We
we're
need to
likely
do
not to. But
Or maybe
miss
go
y'all.
try Beeria,
Oh yeah, the taco. I'll have to send you a couple of those spots, and maybe I'll go check it out. But thanks for coming in, everybody. Go check out "Enjoy the Ride" on Amazon. Really, really cool. If you've got someone like she mentioned, it's not just for children. I mean, it's really cool to have and walk through. I think that I made it through half, but I also have school reading too. But I've really enjoyed it so far. But we'll link it here in the show notes and.
Show notes.
Show notes. So if you are watching us on Twitch or YouTube, we appreciate you. Please subscribe or follow. If you follow us on social media, thank you. But if you don't, you can find us at The Funky Panther, or you can find us at thefunkypanther.com. And again, we've got sweet merch, and Kate's going to do a dance.
Hey, there's fake money behind you. Throw it.
So yeah, thank you. We appreciate you checking in. Actually, turn down the music real quick. I just want to give Javier an applause because this is the first episode where he did not make some really lewd comment. And I think it's probably more because of you. Thanks, Kate.
He alluded to
I
them.
filtered you a little bit.
She
A
started
lot.
it.
You filtered me a lot.
She started it.
She did start it.
What?
So,
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
Before his anteater comment, you said something, and that was the only thing. So good job, man.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you. I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you. Thanks, everybody. Stay good. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And we are
The Funky
Panther. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Valentine's.